folks, we're back on the Bossman show. We had him on last week's preview Super Bowl 52. My man Jovan, Haye, the former Titan, Buck, Vanderbilt Commodore, doing this thing. Hey, bro, how you doing, man?
Good man. How about yourself, John?
I'm doing good, man. Here in trade deadline central with the Hawks, man. Every Hawk player is available up for John Collins. On my phone's going blowing up crazy. Trying to chase all these Hawk rumors right now, my man.
Oh man, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah. Hey, you got LeBron coming to town this weekend, so the Hawks may beat LeBron. We get to LeBron a little later, but the Hawks may be get win against those guys. They lost to the Orlando Magic, the worst team in the league, so they might lose to the Hawks too. You never know.
Oh man, it'll be a good game for LeBron and company come to town. So you know.
Man, I gotta talk. Javon, we get started, man. Give us your just your overall thoughts about Super Bowl 52, man. How the game shook out, how it played out, and what you saw that really stood out to you in that game, man.
Oh man, I thought it would have been a much lower scoring game, but I knew both teams were going to be able to put some points up. But it shaked out well. I mean, it's think about it. If Eagles don't win, Tom Brady's Super Bowl MVP and gets his sixth ring. So he had one. He had a great game, and Nick Foles had a great game. I think it just turned out well. I think both defenses, they had their hands full, and everybody in this day and age, they want to see a exciting Super Bowl. Exciting Super Bowl to me is when a defense goes and dominates. Kind of what the Bucks did to Oakland, or Seattle did to Denver. That was exciting to me, but most folks like points. So if you're looking for ratings, they dang sure got them ratings. So.
Now, were you happy at that Al Riveron, the VP of officiating, Javon, didn't change those calls? Are you happy he left Clement call alone and left Ertz's call alone? Because earlier in the year he will overturn that to be incomplete on both of those plays. So, are you happy that he learned that job a little bit better and not gonna jump in and change calls on the field?
I don't know what's a catch nowadays. So that's above my pay grade. I don't know what's a catch. For years I've always thought you get your ball, hands on the ball, you make two steps, and what's a football move? And I'm like, a football move. Common sense says if you're going to make a catch, it needs to be simple. You get the ball, you have possession, and you take 1-2 step, and that's a football move, and you turn. It went from 1, 2, 3, and then Hurts got hit, and I'm like, hey man. So if we're gonna make if we're gonna put so much emphasis on a football move, then it's almost gonna be impossible, because what defines a football move? How's Des Bryant not a catch? How's Calvin Johnson's catch last week? A few years ago, not a catch. So I don't know. So at the end of the day, that they got to figure that out, because till this day I still don't know what a catch. I know what a catch is in my eyes, but in this day and age, I don't know what no one knows what a catch is anymore.
Yeah, that's the most convoluted rule, Javon, for me, is like a catch rule. I don't know what a catch is. Like, I had people over at the house watching the game with me, and they was like, is that a catch? JR, is that a catch? Like, in my mind, it's a catch. But in Riveron's mind, I don't know what's in his mind, but I think that they kind of talked to him about that, and he's going what's on the field, because I don't know how you feel about this, Javon. I know that's how I feel, bro, is this. Al Riveron was trying to, early in the year, referee the play. Rather than be clear and obvious error, he's trying to re-officiate the play, which is causing him to make decisions that is god awful. So I feel like the league office talked to him this offseason about this. Hey, let's clear and obvious error. Let's go and call in the field. It's a human error game. We don't have robots calling the game, but you can't correct everything via replay. Replays will correct the obvious errors, not just a simple error. Like you said, the rules should be simple. 2 feet down, catch the ball to catch. And that's not his football move or completing the process and all the other crap. This is a catch to catch, like we play in the backyard football. We know it's a catch or not. If you catch the ball, you get it.
But
simple as that.
But my whole thing, right? This is how I look, right? So if I was a receiver, right, and I did like a comeback, right, and I caught the ball, right.
Mm-hmm.
My back is towards the DB, right, and the DB is, let's say DB is 5 yards away, right.
Yeah.
And I turn around and he's 5 yards away. So I got the ball for like, quick, 2.5, 3 seconds, and I turn around and make a move. And if he knocks that ball out, is that not a catch? Because according to the rule is when Ertz caught that ball, right, and he took that 1-2 steps. If I never took a step, and I just caught a ball, on a comeback, or I just caught the ball in play and I never make a move. But then the second I turn to make a move, let's say nobody touched me for 5 seconds and I never made a move. And when I turn to make a move, right, and somebody knocks it out my hand, is that not a catch? So you kind of get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I do.
I'm like, why is it bang, bang? Like, no, he caught the ball, he took 2 steps, that's a catch. Unless you're going to tell me if a guy caught the ball, right, and 10 seconds later he never moved, and as soon as he turned to pivot and somebody knocked the ball out of his hand, it's not a catch. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, he made a move. He had the ball. He has possession. He made a move. It's almost like in the back of the end zone. If somebody caught in the back of the end zone and they toe touched, right?
Yeah.
Right? And that's a catch. But if you toe touch, all right, and you're going out of bounds and the ball fall out, how's that? That's a catch. I don't care how long you got the ball in your hand. That's a catch. Now, I understand you get the ball and you take 1 step. That's not no. You don't have clear possession. You clearly don't have clear possession. The rule is simple. You have the possession and you take 2 steps. I don't care if you take a 2-step right. I don't care if you take 2 steps left. I don't care if you go backwards. That's a catch. I don't care what it is. No such thing as football moves. What is a football move? So at the end of the day, man, I think once they solve that, though, everything should be fine. Cowboys won that game years ago. Again, that's a catch. The man caught the ball, took 2 steps, and dove out to try to cross the end zone, and the ball came loose. He said, "Another catch." Come on, man, get out of here.
Let me ask you this: when did that football move? When did the rule get convoluted? Because I know what happened when you was playing. Do you remember what year the rule kind of got this the way it is? Because I don't remember it being this bad until.
Bro, I don't know. I think ever since replay came in, that's when I think things got thrown off. But to this day, nobody can tell me what a football move is. What defines a football move? If you're telling me a football move, right, is, you catch the ball and you got to take 3 or 4 steps, like, whoa, that's crazy. Because if I do a little comeback and I pivot and I take that 1-2 step, that's a football move to me. So you basically telling me now a football move is 3 or 4 steps. That's what you basically telling me. I promise you that's what you're telling me. Because if you look at Ertz scored. To me, that's a catch. But I've seen other words where I'm like, I don't know. That ain't no catch because I've seen other calls turn around. And I remember the one where in the end zone, I forgot who it was, that the ball bobbled at the last second. I've seen many of those those aren't catches. But to me, right, when I saw both those plays, those are catches to me. They're wrong. 2 possessions, 2 steps, that's a catch. I don't care what the rest. I don't care. I don't care if the ball's on my hip and I make 2 or 3 full steps and the ball come loose. That's a catch.
Danny and Jew with Rich McKay, the competition committee. I've asked Rich McKay myself, and he can't even tell me what a catch is.
Nobody knows. I really don't.
Rich McKay, the head of the competition committee. I'm like, Mr. I said Rich, can you tell me what a catch is? Well, JR, the rule states this. I said, Mr. McKay, come on, man, don't give me that. What's a catch? He don't even know.
What's a catch? Nobody can tell me what a catch is. Say, JR, ask me what a catch is.
What is a catch?
You have clear possession and you take 2 steps.
I would go with that myself. Simple.
2 steps. 2 steps.
They need us to come to the community. We need to go to the meeting out there in Arizona and get these guys in line, man. I mean, like
2 steps. 2 steps. That's it. Give me 2 steps. No football move. Just say 2 steps. You take 2 steps. I don't care if it's a 5-yard step. I don't care if it's a 2-inch step. It's a catch. And it'll clear everything else up. You
got that right.
Now, I understand now if you're in the back of the end zone, right? I totally get it. You're in the back of the end zone, right? And you leaping out and you have possession, right? But my whole thing is, right, if the ground can't cause a fumble, If I have possession of the ball, and I'm in the end zone or the sideline, and I have possession, and my feet are in bounds, both feet, and I go out of bounds, and when I hit the ground, the ball come loose, that's a catch. It's a catch. It's a catch. Just make it simple. Make it real simple. Real simple. Or if you, just like they say, the end zone is much easier because you say, hey, you got to hold possession throughout the catch. I get it. Okay, if that's the case, then leave that. I can understand that one. Leave that the way it is. Leave that the way it is. But I remember the ground can't cause a fumble, so the ground can't cause an incomplete pass. That was real simple. Hold on to that ball. You hit, you bang your head, boom, boom, boom. The ball come loose. That's a catch. Too much, man. Too much, bro. Too much.
I hear you. And now ask this, man.
People losing Super Bowls, man. People losing jobs. People losing money. Everything for that because of that. You can make it that simple.
Mm-hmm.
I think
if Pittsburgh's catch was a catch, they may have would have been Super Bowl in New England.
How was that not a catch? How was that not a catch?
He made a football.
How was that not a catch? Yeah. And my whole thing is, but did the ball cross the plane, right?
It sure did.
Okay, so I have a question. So I have a question. So the ball crossed the plane. So when Drew Brees is on, we know what does Drew Brees do when he on that goal line?
He does jump over and lays it over the goal line, right between the goal line
and pulls the ball back out, right?
He does.
So I have a question. So Drew Brees goes across that goal line, right, and jumps, right, and ball cross and the ball gets fumbled. Is that a touchdown?
It's a touchdown.
Then the ball break the plane. So he can break the plane and he can fumble as long as you break the plane. So how was that not a touchdown by I forgot the tight end from
just James.
Pittsburgh.
If anything, it was a touchdown or a fumble recovery for a touchdown.
For a touchdown, exactly. If that's what but if the ball break the plane, I don't care.
It should be a touchdown.
It's a touchdown. He caught the ball and turned.
He was a runner, Jovan. He was a runner. He was a runner.
Yeah. I mean,
it's crazy.
I don't know, bro. You could. I don't know. I have no. I can't tell you now. And my whole thing is this: like I look at certain rules now, and I'm like, remember how the ball has to cross the pylon for it to be a touchdown? Well, not really, because if I'm running to the end zone and the ball's on my outside, right? If my feet get inside the pylon, if my feet hit the pylon, that's a touchdown. So I'm like, I thought the rule was ball has to cross the pylon.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the rule?
Yeah, it is.
So you telling me now if I'm running and I can't get the ball out there, think about this. Great example, right? How many times do you see people hold the ball out, but they feet go inside the pylon and it's a touchdown, right? So you telling me now it's like, well, you know what? If I'm running and I just go feet first, and my feet hit the pylon, right, and the ball's 7 yards outside of the end zone. I mean, outside of the end zone, so that's a touchdown.
According to the rules, it is, but even though I would be when the ball crossed, but these rules are so.
But that's what I'm saying. So if a guy going out of bounds and he can't stretch, but hey, let me go feet first. That's a touchdown. My feet hit the pylon, didn't it? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
These rules are something else, man. They need to clean up these rules, make the game simpler and easier. The game should be simple. These people just made it so convoluted and complicated.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that. Like, I thought ball had to be inside that end zone at some point or hit the pylon. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but. Hopefully, I think they're gonna put some emphasis on this year, just to clean it up for everybody else, man. Just to clean it up for the players, coaching, fans, man. Just clean up for the game of football.
I hear you. Hey, folks, we'll come back with Jovan. One more segment with Jovan. We're gonna talk about the Patriots a little bit. Josh McDaniels, what he did. Stay tuned, Jovan and myself. Come back with one more segment after this little short break.
is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting or Twitter at Coach TWill24 or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Alright, folks, we back on the Bossman Show with Jovan, Haye with me, talking about the catch rule, and then we're going to move into Patriot drama. Now, Jovan, Bill Belichick benched Malcolm Butler. It was a coaching decision for the whole game, and Malcolm Butler said he didn't do that for him. There's been a rumor that he was out with Rick Ross concert, out missed curfew, had a bad week of practice, or what have you. What was your take on Belichick keeping his best cornerback on the bench the whole game, letting Eric Rowe and letting Gilmore get torched by Nick Foles and the Eagles?
I mean, I can't really. It's hard to really speak too much on that because I'm not on the team. I'm not in that circle. But at the end of the day, I mean, Coach Belichick's. He's the head coach at the end of the day, and everybody puts him on this pedestal. Saying how great of a coach he is, which he's one of the greatest ever. So. You never. Why question him? I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, he has a clear reason. I mean, that's who he is. I mean, he didn't win 5 by accident. He doesn't have the best franchise in pro football history. He didn't build that on accident. So he's sticking to his guns as a coach, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, he knows his program better than anyone. Like a lot of people could say what they want, but he the coach. He the coach. He's the coach. He do what he do, and clearly he thought that was the best interest for the team. And you got to be honest with you. If I'm on the team, I just got to ride with it. It is what it is. I mean, you can't just say he's the greatest coach, one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time, and he makes a move like that, and you start questioning like, oh, is that a good man? It is what it is. That man know that program better than anyone.
I hear you. I just saw him getting torched. I just thought, hey, you may want to go to your main guy, but
I mean, at the end of the day, let's just say from the people outside, of course they're going to say Malcolm needed to play. I'm being honest. I was like, man, I'm surprised he didn't play. Like he must have done something, but whatever he did. But at the end of the day, you still got to look and say, that's the decision they got to live with. Coach got to live with that one. He made the decision. On the outside, we may say, man, they could have really used Malcolm. They probably could have used Malcolm. I mean, I love him. He's one of my favorite corners in the league. I mean, ever since he made that play in the Super Bowl against Seattle, I mean, he's earned everything he's gotten. So, but I think at the end of the day, it's like, you look at people look at Nick Saban. He made that tough decision at halftime for the quarterback. You just say, hey, that's the reason why they do what they do.
I think Malcolm Butler ruined the Seattle Seahawks forever. He ruined them forever. They had not recovered from his play. They didn't recover from that yet.
Oh man, yeah, certain plays, man. Certain plays. It's. I mean, I was talking to one of my coaches the other day. You know, I still think about me losing, state championship. I mean, seriously. Like, hey, I mean, the number one team in our state that year got knocked off. The same night we advanced the state, and we just knew we were going to win. And it's like, to this day, when they bring it up, I get goosebumps and like I get chills. Like, dude, we blew that opportunity. So you look at it and you say, it's the Super Bowl. You don't get them too many opportunities like that, and so. Yeah, I mean, Malcolm's going to haunt Seahawks fans for a long time. Matter of fact, he's going to haunt them forever.
Yeah. Never going to get over that. Never going to get over that.
No, that's going to be tough to get. That's a tough one to get over, man.
Now, this is a situation kind of weird. Josh McDaniel was spurring the Colts. The Colts had put out a press release talking about press conference with Josh McDaniels, and all of a sudden he calls Chris Ballard to say that, hey, he had changed their heart because New England has sweetened his contract as Adam Schefter, as reported. And he had 3 assistants already signed up to work under him in Indianapolis. So what's your feeling about the whole situation? And do you feel like that Josh McDaniels will ever work again in the NFL as a head coach after what he just pulled off?
Nah, man. I wouldn't go as far as saying he would never get it. I mean, it's the NFL, man. If it's a hot commodity, a coach that's well sought after, there's always going to be, coaching openings. I think at the end of the day for him, I mean, maybe the situation just didn't feel right. I mean, and for the Colts, you thought you had your man, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's Josh. I mean, it's New England. He's been there for a long time. He's comfortable with, being in the situation he's in. And, I've heard people say, oh, he had a chance to be a head coach again. And I'm like, hey, man, we don't know what he's thinking right now. We don't know what he's thinking. But I thought I thought it was a done deal. And then when I saw that happen, I was like, oh wow, that was a curved ball. I was looking for that inside slider. We got hit with a curve ball today. But at the end of the day, we try to talk to guys now and realize, coaching's, there's a lot that goes into coaching. And I guess he just I probably had all plans to go to, Indianapolis. And, Robert Kraft is Robert Kraft. Probably just, clearly he was able to, talk him out of it. So, Colts fans, probably sucks for them right now. They thought they had their coach, but, they're going to have to go to plan B, I guess.
And also a report where Bob Lamont fired him today. He said he's not going to be his agent anymore. And Alphabet's assistant coaches he had signed up to be working him in Indianapolis, and they're stuck in Indianapolis after thinking they're going to work for Josh McDaniels, going to be working for a new head coach. New head coach has to keep these 3 guys on staff. He might not even know or they mesh with what he thinks about. So that's going to be weird as well.
Oh yeah, I mean that's when your new staff comes in, you kind of have the guys that you kind of want to bring in and all that, So it's just to be honest, man, it's a tough situation. Myself, I'm getting involved in this coaching, profession now, so it's tough. I mean, it's just a tough situation, But I think at the end of the day, to be a coach, you have to be able to, fight through things and weather some storms and figure it out. So I think everybody will, at the end of the day, everybody will get right. It's just it'll pass by, man. Trust me. We have more news coming. What's today? Today Wednesday. There'll be some more news tomorrow. And everybody will just move on.
It is the NFL. It never stops.
Yeah, sometime next week it'll be something new. So I think everybody will move on. But you just wish everybody the best. To tell you the truth, man.
Now I wanted to talk about some Cavs talk with you, man, because I know you're an NBA fan like I am, man. Mm-hmm. LeBron is, I don't know that's probably the most toxic team I've seen in a long time. Those guys hate each other. Isaiah Thomas is just bringing them down. He's the spokesperson of the team, and he just got there, and it's just a bad situation. The Orlando Magic. You was up by 20, losing by 18 to Orlando Magic, one of the worst teams in the NBA. It's just, I think the writing on the wall, LeBron's probably gone. So I just want to get your opinions on the Cavs and how the Cavs is tanking and how they just pretty much lost it now in the second half of the season, and Tyronn Lue may be in trouble as well.
I mean, I didn't. We all know Bron's going to be in the finals. That's a foregone conclusion. Every year in, year out. And, you go through some tough patches when you get some new pieces, but it's just, I just never expected them to be in a situation like this where, like, come on, you don't win, we all know you don't win championships in January, February. That's a laugh. You laugh at that in the NBA, because you have so many games and you could always just get in and you're good. But some of the stuff that's happening right now, man, guys out speaking out, to the media and things leaking, that's just never, I thought would be, something a LeBron-led team would be. And like I said, I can't blame LeBron. I don't know what's in that locker room. But you have people out speaking out right now, and I'm like, oh, man, got to be tough. So they're going through some tough stretches. And, I look now and I'm like, hey, to be honest with you, they're, I think, 3 games out of last place. So if they keep losing, they could be sitting at 8th, or 9th. Now, do I see them making the playoffs? Of course I see them making the playoffs. I think they're going to right the ship. But, like with anything, man, with sports, like a fractured locker room, man, could bury you, and, guys hearing about trade rumors and all that, that's got to be tough. I mean, it got to be tough. It got to be multiple guys hearing trade rumors, and it got to be tough, man. And, you're hearing executives getting into it with players. Oh, gosh, it's tough, man. And, but I don't know. But, winning cures everything. They go on a 5-6 game winning streak. Things start feeling well. But, it's just, I look at them and I'm like, ooh. And then I look at what's happening out west, Thunder, they're starting to figure it out. I think they have figured it out. Rockets, they're right there with Golden State, and you're looking like, the Spurs are still the Spurs, and now you're starting to think like, man, like, the Boston, they'll forever be Boston. They just coach well. Toronto's Toronto, they're there. So I'm like, is this the year that we don't see LeBron in the finals? I'm like, woo, don't know. That's a good question. That's a great question.
I
ain't got the answers.
I don't think they're gonna make it.
I
think that team is too old, too fractured, too many agendas. I think they want to get away from each other. They may pack it in the playoffs and just get it over with early. Let's not go through this straight again, beat by Golden State in 7, and be on the finals again.
Hey, like I said, the way things are going right now, right? I just don't know. That's not the Cavs team that I'm used to. They're not. And Bron having to speak out about chemistry and what's going on. That don't happen to the LeBron James team. It just don't. But maybe it's much worse than we believe. We only hear certain things. Trust me, I've been in them locker rooms, and I've been in many locker rooms where you read in the media and you be like, oh, okay, well, man, I'm glad they don't know the whole truth. Yeah. I'm glad they don't know the whole truth. So, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm a Laker fan. I'm a Laker fan forever. So, we got our own problems. So.
Yeah, I'll see the Lakers March 24th. FedEx Forum, I'll see them live and in color down there. See what those boys got going in Memphis there on that day.
Yeah. We got some problems. We got our own problems. So, you
got 7 young players. Maybe you can get LeBron to sign. You got 7 young guys, and you're on the rise. Maybe.
Hey man, if I'm the Lakers right now, man, I'd rather have the Cleveland Cavaliers problems right now because they still got a winning record, and got the Sixers right now. I think they're 25 and 24. Like they got a winning record, so it's like. I got bigger issues in my Lakers.
I hear you.
Better worry about the Cavs.
I feel you, man. Hey, Jovan's been good.
Oh, you got issues too now. Don't.
Yeah.
It's just I think you're a fan, man. I would tell people you got fans out there and all that. Everybody got some issues now. I mean.
I
You know, look
think
at the
our
Warriors like, hey.
Lakers and my Hawks got issues that we can't even solve.
Oh no. Nah, but you know, y'all been winning much longer than we have, though. You know, we've gone through a patch now, and it's like we've been in some turbulence for a long time, and we just can't seem to get out of that storm. Y'all just got into some turbulence.
Yeah, the Hawks made the playoffs 10 years in a row, but now it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while.
I think you don't caught the same storm that we were in. You caught up. You got a faster jet than I have.
Yeah. Hey, like I said, I don't know who's gonna be in the Hawks roster past this show. Let's put it like that. Because my phone is buzzing like crazy.
All right, man. It's part of that game, man. It's and you know what? As sad as it is sometimes, you know, that's why sports is sports, man. Because it's you know, it's not just about what happens on the field or on the court sometimes, or you know, in the pool or wherever. You know, it's there's so many other dynamics to sports that's why, you know, I think sports are just professional sports, collegiate sports, high school sports, wherever. I mean, it's that's why so many people love it, man. People love it.
You got that.
One of the greatest form of entertainment out there, man.
You got that right. Well, man, I tell you what, it's always good to have you on the show, man. You're one of the best dudes in the land for breaking down, because you're a former player who gives it to you real. A lot of guys give you canned answers. You give us real answers. I appreciate it always, my brother. Like I said, I'll see you real soon, man. We got to get up, man.
I'm trying, man. I don't always bite the rib, man. You know, the Patriots, people want me to jump on. I'm like, hey, man, I see it from that side. I'm like, hey, you know, he made that call. He got to live with it, you know. I've been on both sides. If I saw something truly wrong with it, I would have said it, you know. But for me, I was like, we still got a game to play, don't we?
Dang,
it is what it is.
Right.
Now if he would have benched the whole defense now, I'd have been like, whoa. You know, like, hey, huh? Like the whole starting 11 done, I would have been like, wow.
Oh, I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I'll be like,
oh yeah, but it's. Yeah, I'd have been like, whoa, you know, but it is what it is, man. But, you know, always, like always, man, love chatting with you, man. Keep doing what you do. Keep rocking out, man. And, you know, keep striving to be great, man.
I sure will, bro. Thank you always. We'll talk to you real soon, bro.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, that's Jovan Haye, the Bossman. So people check him out. Jovan Haye on Twitter. He's doing his big things.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft. Whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft, Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success, and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
From some Bay friends, it's all the guys still staying out in Auburn Hills when they come town out there in Birmingham. They haven't stepped in that town yet. It's way out there.
Yeah, all the baseball guys all do something out in the nice, fancy, ritzy suburbs, and there's not a lot of still not a whole lot of places to set up shop right downtown. So I think a lot of players still do that. But yeah, it makes for a little bit of a commute for those guys, I think.
You got that right, man. You got that right. Now, I want to ask you about the new coach, Matt Patricia, Chris. You was at the press conference and seeing him live and in color. So, what's your initial impression of Coach Patricia? What's things that stood out to you that he talked about, and how you think he was a head coach going forward?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing right now is that he's stepping into a situation that's already it's a pretty good shape, and that's sort of relative to where the Lions have been. 9-7 wouldn't be a whole lot to write home about for a lot of organizations, but the Lions, to have a couple back-to-back 9-7 seasons, have a couple playoff berths in the last 4 years. I mean, they're in a lot better shape than they've been in for most of the other Detroit Lions coaching hires, and kind of look. I mean, barring any big trades or any surprise releases, they have, somewhere between 8 and all 11 of their starters on offense for next season, and 5 or 6 of their best defenders all locked up. So, they're in pretty good shape heading into next year, and I think that's the thing that really jumped out early is just, Bob Quinn, the general manager, has been here 2 years. He laid the foundation. It's sort of all set up for Matt Patricia to come in and really hit the ground running and just kind of maintain what they've been doing so far. So, you never know how these things are going to go, but I think he's got as good of a chance as anyone's going to have stepping into Detroit this year.
So I wanted to get your impression or sense if there's any concern within the organization about Patricia being a first-time head coach, coming out of the Patriots structure, and not flaming out by trying to be a Belichick clone. Is there any concern, and if so, what do you feel like the level of concern is there?
Yeah, I don't think there's concern. I mean, there's always concern when you go out and get a new guy, especially a guy that hasn't been a head coach before, and they've had some. This hasn't necessarily worked out for them, this franchise in the past, to go get first-time head coaches. Jim Schwartz had a little bit of success, and that kind of blew up, and Rod Marinelli went 0-16. So, it hasn't always worked out great. But, again, you kind of go back to that Quinn relationship. And I think that they're real about. I don't think they're trying to exactly recreate, everything Bill Belichick does in Foxborough. I don't think they want to be a complete replica of that, but I think that they want to take some of the best qualities of that and the things that worked well and what they've seen, especially in sort of sorting through player personnel decisions and coaching decisions, those behind-the-scenes things that really make the difference when it gets to game time. I think they're trying to translate as much of that over as possible, but they're going to let Patricia be his own guy. I think that's really the key. I think they're going to, they're going to keep the continuity on offense, keep the offensive coordinator in place, but they're going to let Patricia do his thing with the roster and with the defense. And so I think having Quinn have 2 years to get sort of the ball rolling is big, because you're not trying to plug all the gaps at once. It's already he's stepping in kind of mid-race here. And so I think that they feel good about where they're at. This is a guy, it was clear from the moment they decided to move on from Jim Caldwell, this was what they wanted.
Yes, indeed, folks. We have Chris Burke and Athletic on the Bossman Show covering the Detroit Lions. And, Chris, how important was it for the Lions and Matt Patricia to keep Jim Bob Cooter on the staff, to be with Matthew Stafford in the offense, keep that train rolling with Golden Tate and those guys, Marvin Jones Sr., and you got, if you can get Riddick going, and those find a running back to run the ball, but having Stafford with those receivers out there, how important was it to keep Jim Bob?
I think it was important. I mean, you always hear players when, there's about to, not always, but a lot of times when there's about to be a coaching move or you feel like the coach is about to get fired, you'll hear a lot of players in the locker room kind of give you the same old quotes like, it's on us, we should have played better, you can't blame the coach, all that stuff. But I think there was a lot of passion behind guys like Marvin Jones and Matthew Stafford sort of stepping up and voicing their support for Jim Bob, because they have really found some things that work in that offense. Obviously, the run game is still terrible. They had some times where they were bad in the red zone this year, so it wasn't perfect. But I think, you had 2,000-yard receivers. Eric Ebron closed the year hot. Certainly Stafford was really good for the majority of the season. And Cooter's still a young coach. I mean, he's in his mid-30s. This was just his second full season as the offensive coordinator, so I think it makes sense to give him another year and see what they can do. I think it's a smart decision to hang on to him, and especially because there is so much change going on throughout the organization. To have someone that Matthew Stafford's comfortable working with should pay off for them.
So, Chris, this is the most important question of the interview, and I just want you to ask you if you can confirm for us tonight that Jim Bob Cooter has the coolest name in the league right now?
Man, I think it'd be tough to beat him. And I remember Duke played in Detroit for the Quick Lane Bowl or whatever it's called. It used to be the Little Caesars Bowl, whatever it is at Ford Field. And David Cutcliffe, the coach of Duke, had Jim Bob Cooter as a quarterback for him back when Cooter was in college. And he said TV crews used to come up and request that he put Jim Bob in the game just so they could run the name graphic on TV. So I think that put pretty high up the list.
Oh, that's awesome. So in all seriousness, the Lions with Matt Patricia, do you know if they're targeting anyone specific for the defensive staff? And then secondarily, do you think that Patricia is going to be calling the plays there?
Yeah, I mean, I think Patricia will be in charge of the defense, and I think though he'll have some guys in place, and they're, as far as I know, and they haven't made it clear yet, they're planning to hire a defensive coordinator for him. Reportedly bringing in Paul Pasqualoni, who was coaching defensive line at Boston College, had some defensive coordinator experience, was at Syracuse when Patricia was there. I think at the moment he'll be the defensive line guy for them. They still need a defensive coordinator, but yeah, I think that they'll fill in the rest of the staff. I wouldn't be shocked if it's some guys that he's been linked to, whether they could probably, Brian Flores out of New England or Tim Walton in New York, another guy that has some experience with Patricia in the past. But yeah, that side of the ball is going to be his show, and it's going to be his scheme and all the things that we've seen the Patriots defense do over the last 6 years. I think they'll try to translate as much of them over as makes sense given the personnel. So, and that's the other reason I think that they kept things in place on the offensive side of the ball, because you know how invested he's going to be defensively.
Now, Chris, do you expect the Lions to make a big splash in free agency, use some cap space to extend their own guys already on the roster? So how do you expect them to attack the offseason, and what do you think they need to improve at this offseason to get better so Patricia can have a great chance to go up against Rodgers and the Vikings in the NFC North?
Yeah, I mean, that's really the tricky part. They're in what should be one of the better divisions next year. So there's kind of a fine line between making that leap and slipping back to 6 and 10 or 7 and 9. But they have space. They don't have a lot of picks. They traded away a couple of draft picks. They do have cap space. Probably earmarked 15-16 million of it for Ziggy Ansah and the franchise tag at defensive end. I would be surprised if he doesn't get that tag at this point, just because of how he closed the season and how glaring their needs are at defensive end. Beyond that, I mean, they need one more offensive lineman, at least one more starting caliber offensive lineman, either a guard or a center. And really, in an ideal setup, at least 2 guys for the defensive line and kind of a penetrating defensive tackle, and then someone else to help Ansah and Anthony Zettel and whoever else they have coming off the edge, because the pass rush was really, really poor this year. They got a couple cornerbacks that play heavy minutes. Nevin Lawson, DJ Hayden, both are potential free agents, so either need to keep those guys or make a move at cornerback too. I mean, I think the big challenge for Quinn when he stepped in was just getting more athleticism, more versatility on defense. He's really done that the last couple of years, and again, that's sort of why I say this is set up. I mean, the players on this roster are kind of set up to make a pretty easy transition into Patricia's system if he keeps it the same. But they also have 3 or 4 fairly glaring holes, and running backs another. They've got some spots where they need to get better if they want to make that jump next year.
So speaking of the players that are already in the locker room, what was your sense of their reaction to, I know you get the public reaction to the head coach hire. Do you have any lines on the private reactions? What's the feel of the locker room after this hiring of Patricia?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, again, to some extent that this was, as soon as Jim Caldwell was let go, this was sort of the expectation that they were going to make a run at Matt Patricia. You never really know. I think that if there's anything, there's been a little bit of frustration just because of how long the delays had to be because of the Super Bowl run from the Patriots. They couldn't officially hire him. He's just getting into the building this week, a month into the off season with free agency a month away. So they're kind of on a shortened schedule here. So everything's going to be compacted, and everyone's going to have to kind of adjust on the fly. But everything you hear about Matt Patricia from his past is that he's obviously a hardworking guy. He's a smart guy, but he's also known as sort of a very likable guy. And I think that was one of the big risks in getting rid of Jim Caldwell. I'm not sure across the league there's a more, maybe not as a head coach necessarily, but just as a man, there's not a more respected guy than Jim Caldwell in the league. So that was sort of the risk, that you get rid of him, you bring in someone that didn't really get along with everyone in the building. And I think Patricia has the type of personality that'll mesh pretty well with what's already there. So, and again, to go back to the offense, I think the offensive guys will be happy. Not a lot will be changing for them.
Yes, indeed. Well, Chris, it's been a pleasure having on the show, man. When it's Lions football time or Detroit, anything, we want to call you, brother. You are the Detroit correspondent. You're the man now.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Enjoy that Pistons game this weekend.
A beat on the beat.
For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hello, college basketball fans. This is Donnie Tyndall, former head basketball coach, and we're getting ready to have a top 3 with Tyndall, with JR the Bossman and John, myself, as we analyze the college basketball season team by team, break down stats and facts, and give you all the basketball scoop across the country on a weekly basis. We hope you'll join us and look forward to talking hoops with you on the Bossman Show.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today, True Speech and 313 Fresh, Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consultant, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Top 3 with Tyndall. I have John this week. John's out right now, but he will be back next week. We hope Top 3 with Tyndall. So it's me and Coach today holding it down. Coach, how things going on your end, man?
Good, man. Just plugging away, boss, man. Trying to get through this cold weather, and people have been sick with the flu and different things, and trying to avoid it best I can, buddy.
I hear you, Coach. Hey, I've been doing a lot of fist pounds, no handshakes, a lot of washing hands, a lot of gloves wearing, trying to protect myself from this viruses we have out here, man.
I I know it's been crazy. It really has. But I'm doing all right. I'm ready to pick some winners and see what that total is. How did we do last week, boss man?
We all did terrible. He was 0-3. John was 0-3. I was 1-2.
Wow. Well, you survived, huh?
Yeah, Texas Tech got me over the hump, man. That Tech pick got me over the hump. I mean, I'm 8-7, John's 7-8, and you're 6-9, Coach. I mean, you're like the Bengals right now, 6-9. Or the Lions or somebody, Coach. You're down the cellar right now.
At least you didn't say the Browns. I'm thankful.
Yeah, hey. No, you've actually won games. That's the one thing.
Well, let's do it, buddy. Let's do it.
Yes, indeed. So we're going to start off, Coach, with the game of the week here. We got Georgia, Mississippi State. Coach, I'm liking Georgia based on the fact that they played on Tuesday night. Mississippi State played Thursday night. So we got that working against Mississippi State. Georgia's won a strike field, but Georgia's come out even before. I think Georgia's kind of found something that worked against the Gators, and Coach Mike White down there in Gainesville. With the Gainesville against them guys in Florida. So, Coach, I think Georgia, riding the high that they're on right now, are going to win that game in Mississippi State. John took Mississippi State, Coach. I think UGA. Let's see what you got to say about this game, Coach.
Well, I'm going to roll with my man John. I like the fact that you're pointing out in regards to the extra preparation time for Georgia, but I just think that Mississippi State being at home, this is basically an elimination game for either team. Whoever loses this, and I think they're both on the outside looking in regards to the state tournament anyway, but whoever loses this game is going to be out. And I think that Mississippi State being at home will be enough. I'm going to go with the Bulldogs and Starkville on this one.
All right, well, folks, that's what we got down the long wolf here, taking Georgia, Mississippi State. We got USC and UCLA, the Battle of L.A., Coach. Got USC going on the road to play Pavilion to play the UCLA Bruins. Steve Alford, Andy Enfield, coaching out there in the Pac-12 out there, playing good in conference play. Coach, I just like what USC's been doing this year, Coach. And I feel like they're going to go on the road, cross town rivals down there and beat UCLA, Coach. I just like they got going, like Andy Enfield's a coach, what he stands for, how he runs his offense. So I'm going to grow with USC in that one. So is John as well, Coach.
Well, I'm going to go against you guys then. I'm going to take the Bruins on their home floor. I think both teams have shown some spurts throughout this season of being really good teams that have a chance to contend for a Pac-12 title, and then they've both had periods of time this season where they look like they're underachieving a little bit. So I think both teams are heading down the home stretch. Every game is pivotal in regard to trying to get an in-state berth, and I'm going to go again to that the home floor and pick the Bruins in this one.
All right, so we got Coach going as the lone wolf for UCLA, the home team in this game. Third game through, we have Vandy and Auburn. Coach Vandy came off a Harvard Club Tuesday night against the Kentucky Wildcats. They was up in the game just to win that game. Lost the game in overtime with a heartbreaking last-second layup there. Vanderbilt always plays keep tough. Always plays themselves all the time. Bruce Pearl and his guys have been playing well. Bruce has his guys playing the best of the best. He has his chances being an Auburn coach. I'm going to go with Auburn. It's the home team. I'm going to go with Auburn. I feel like Bruce Pearl doing a lot to prove. Trying to keep this train rolling in the SEC. Stay up top with standings. Is a good seed for the conference tournament in St. Louis this year. So I just feel like that overall Auburn's going to win this game. John's going to Vanderbilt for the upset. So we'll see what you got for us, Coach.
Well, that was a heartbreaking loss for Vanderbilt the other night to Kentucky. They basically gave that game away, let's be honest. And I thought that might have been their final kind of effort, if you will, to get this season righted. I think coming off a tough loss like that, having to go to Auburn, Coach Pearl's got Auburn playing exceptionally well, in contention to win the SEC title. I don't think they're going to have any mental letdowns. And I think they handled Vanderbilt and probably pretty convincingly, JR.
Yeah, I think this was going to be as well, Coach. To recap, I got Georgia, John and Coach got Mississippi State. I got USC, Coach got UCLA, John's going Vanderbilt, and then we have Auburn. So, Coach, standings are going to change this week for sure. Somebody's going to move up. There's moving this week some way, somehow, Coach. I don't know how it's going to shake out, man, but we're going to have movement one way or another, man.
Well, we're into February. My team's always playing their best ball in February and March, man. So, I think that speaks for itself as I'm getting ready for tournament time. We'll see at the end of the week, but I feel good about my picks, and I feel good about gaining some ground.
But see, Coach, in picking, you can't play zone defenses, Coach. You can't play zone in picking.
No, well, you can press like we did, baby, and I'm pressing right now.
Hey, you can't start me with the zone. It's picking. This has
we just play zone. We press back to that zone, man. Don't forget that.
Yeah, y'all do. You sure do, Coach. I'm slowing you short. That's my bad, Coach. I'm slowing you short. That's my bad. It's my bad, man. It's my bad, Coach. So, Coach, before you go, tell people again about your Watson shirts and check out your website and how they can get one of your shirts, man.
Yeah, it's an exciting new shirt with a great message on it. The website is www.y-tshirts.com. I've had a lot of people inquire and buy some shirts, and I think if you go on the website and check it out, you'll like the message and hopefully help out a great cause.
Yes, indeed. Coach, stop pretending on the Bossman show. JR and Coach this week. We got the picks in. We'll see you next week. Hey, Coach, have a great week. We'll talk to you again down the road, man.
Sounds great, boss, man. I hope John's doing all right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, now, the Donnie Tyndall Boss will be the top pretender. We out now.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft. Whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft, Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success, and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.